Your hair is all yours. You should love it so dearly. Like, your afro is unique to you. It is versatile. It is beautiful. Give it patience and give it love and care. Accepting your natural hair is freedom and liberation. Freedom from harsh chemicals like palms or relaxers. It is a beautiful feeling, believe me. Loving your hair is the first commandment of natural hair, because what you love is what you will give your best. So if you don't love it, you cannot give it the sacrifices and consistency that it needs. Listening to your hair simply means to observe how your hair reacts or feels. It means assessing your hair to detect what it wants. It will help you to make adjustments in your hair regimen accordingly. For example, if you feel that your hair is dry, then you know that it needs some moisture. If your scalp itches, then it needs a good wash. And if it feels brittle or weak, then you know that it's time for a protein treatment. Then you can give your hair what it needs immediately until your hair starts to feel just right. The first thing you want to do if you want to detangle your hair is to part your hair into workable sections, just like she's doing. It is just for you to be able to detangle without one section tangling with the other section, and so that you won't generate more tangles. So, and before you detangle your hair, another thing you must do is to make sure you apply anything that can make your hair manageable or anything that can give moisture, like she's doing. She sprayed some water over the hair. Water gives moisture. Now, whatever you want to apply on your hair should be something that will promote the health of your hair. For example, this hair oil, Nature Blend Ayurvedic oil, it's nature filled. It is made with locally sourced ingredients such as henna, fennel, thyme, cloves, fenugreek, lemongrass, cassia, amongst others. It also combines a mix of oils such as black castor oil, coconut oil, rapeseed oil, and essential oils like tea tree and peppermint oil. The more natural ingredients your products contain, the better for your hair. One thing the natural hair enjoy doing the most is to tangle up on each other. The spiral shape of our hair makes it easy to become entangled with other strands next to it. The proper way to detangle is to start with the fingers, better known as finger detangling, just like she is doing. You should use the base of your fingers to separate all tangles and carefully remove knots and any shedded hair. Finger detangling is so beneficial. It helps to keep breakage at bay. The more tangled your hair is, the harder it will be for comb to slide through it without breaking pieces off. You want to make sure you are gentle enough to remove the knots without creating more problems. So if there is one thing you should do to your natural hair, or if there is one thing you should sacrifice it's your time. You have to make sure you are less busy and you are actually in the mood to do this. So if you don't feel like doing your hair, then leave your hair alone. You want to make sure you are using a wide tooth comb. You should comb from the ends and work your way through the roots gently from the ends to the roots. Make sure you are as gentle as possible. Then you want to twist that section and move to the next section. This can serve as a two-in-one process. She detangled with the oil, and still the oil will serve as a prepoo treatment. A prepoo means a pre-shampoo treatment. It helps to protect the hair from the drying effects of shampoo. A prepoo is actually good and important if you use a shampoo that contains sulfates. She covers her hair with a shower cap for better penetration of the product. Note that you can also use other products for detangling, like a slippery conditioner or maybe a moisturizer. Just anything that will make your hair manageable. That is it. She would wait for about 30 minutes before she stepped into the bedroom to wash it off. So let's do the countdown from now to 30 minutes. Like I said earlier, you have to be selective of whatever you put into your hair, just as you are selective of whatever you put into your mouth. As a naturalist, you want to avoid sulfate as much as possible. Sulfates are not encouraged because they rip the hair of its natural oil produced in the scalp, leaving the hair dry, tangled, and frizzy. This African black soap shampoo is 100% chemical free. It has been formulated with oils, herbs, and honey. It has a little bit of a thick consistency. It doesn't dry the hair out. It also contains peppermint oil and menthol, which gives a tingling sensation on the scalp, thereby fights dandruff and other scalp issues. The most appropriate way to wash your hair is to wash the hair in sections. Working with your hair in section is a must if you are a naturalist. I keep saying it. It makes your hair easier to deal with and keeps tangle and breakage at bay. You should also detangle with your finger as you go, just like she is doing. And of course, you can only do this with a shampoo that has slips. Remove knots and tangles as you go, and make sure you concentrate more on the scalp. Generally, no matter the texture of your hair should be cleansed regularly. It is important to remove debris, impurities, and excess products or whatever else which causes it to become dirty over time. A healthy looking hair starts with your wash day routine. Although I mentioned washing the hair regularly, but that does not mean washing the hair every day or every other day. Washing the hair like once every 2 weeks is okay, but maximum you shouldn't go beyond 4 weeks before washing your hair. So this is the best way to go. The hair actually needs to breathe so as to be receptive of other good products. So you want to make sure that you focus on the scalp and then remove every dirt in your scalp easily and gently as you go. Make sure you are finger detangling as you wash so as not to create more knots or tangles. Then you want to rinse that section thoroughly and twist it immediately so as not to make it disturb other sections as you go. So you do the same process to the next section. You wash your scalp thoroughly and work your way through the ends of your hair or through the length of your hair by removing all the dirt or build up that must have been in your hair along the way. So make sure you rinse thoroughly to avoid any soap build up and switch the section up immediately. Once you are done with washing your hair, you should squeeze out excess water out of your hair, not with a hard towel, but with a fiber towel or a cotton cloth. This is to make sure that you are not using materials that will completely suck moisture out of your hair. Can you see how she's gently squeezing out the excess water? That is the best way to go to avoid tangle and knots. So this is the Nature Blend Hibiscus Deep Conditioner, formulated with hibiscus and other moisturizing ingredients. Now, what deep conditioning means is simply the application of a moisturizing and restorative products to your hair using steam to encourage the penetration of the formula into the hair. While still working in sections, apply the conditioner to your ends and work your way to the roots. Detangle as you go. Make sure the conditioner reaches every strand. Use more conditioner if what you have on your hair is not sufficient. Massage your hair and keep the section aside, either by twisting before moving to the next section or by using a bond, a hair packer, or a hair clip. Regular deep conditioning keeps the hair healthy and hydrated. It improves the health of the hair by providing it with nutrients that are vital to reduce damage. They also help to repair, strengthen, and moisturize the hair, thereby preventing breakage and making it less prone to breakage and damage. So you want to wait for a few minutes for better penetration. I think about 30 minutes or thereabouts, or even more. One of the signs of a healthy hair is shrinkage, meaning the elasticity of the hair is intact. So if your hair shrinks a lot, then congratulations, although some shrinkage can be so shocking. So tell me, how disrespectful is your own shrinkage? Let me know in the comment section below. She is going to follow up with the Nature Blend hair oil for a scalp massage. The next thing, as I said, is to oil the scalp and massage the scalp. Scalp massage is highly recommended. It helps to improve blood circulation around the scalp, thereby promoting hair growth. Your scalp is the extension of your skin, so you don't want to neglect it. You want to make sure it is healthy, and that is the function of the oil, to make sure the scalp produce more healthy hair and to help to improve hair growth. So you want to part the hair into workable sections. The importance of moisturizing the hair can never be overemphasized, and the best way to do this is to part your hair in sections, just like I said earlier. To moisturize, you definitely need a moisturizer. Like I said, you definitely need a moisturizer to moisturize your hair. And to know a moisturizer, the first ingredient must be water. And it must be clearly stated that it is a moisturizer, and or a leave-in conditioner or a hair lotion. So you want to apply the moisturizer and follow up with a wide tooth comb. And you want to comb gently from the ends to the roots. Make sure you comb and remove all tangles or knots. This is after you must have applied your moisturizer and sealed with a oil. Then you twist the section as you go. A hair that is well moisturized is more elastic and less prone to breakage and tangles. You should make sure your hair remains hydrated. When the hair is properly moisturized, it will feel soft and manageable. On the other hand, when the hair is not moisturized, it becomes dry, hard and dull. So there is no hair that can thrive well without moisture. One of the secrets of length retention is moisture. The main reason you should moisturize is that it makes the hair to be able to withstand the pulling, tugging and manipulation in general. So once your hair is manageable, you are on track, because obviously whatever makes your hair manageable will in turn grow your hair. And this is my own formula. The more moisture you give to your hair, the lesser the shedding. And the lesser the shedding, the more length you will retain and the faster your hair will grow. Then lastly, make sure you seal the moisture with an oil, butter or a grease to help to trap the moisture into your strands for a longer time. I hope I said this the other time. And do not forget to give extra care to your edges and your ends. Remember that your ends are the oldest part of your hair, so treat the elderly with respect. Protective styling is the way to go when focusing on healthy hair growth. Generally speaking, a protective style is any technique used to protect your hair and keep your ends tucked away from everyday manipulation through styles or through hairstyles. It is just a low maintenance style that helps to protect your hair from daily wear and tear. A true protective style is simple, or it's simply a style that protects the ends of the hair, helping to decrease tangle, shedding and breakage. Do not forget to care for your edges. They are very fragile, and that is why they are called baby hair. You don't want to mess with your edges, else you look like a Chinese monk. So how do you care for your edges? You want to spray some water into your palm and massage it directly into your edges. This is to make sure that your edges is moist or hydrated. Then you can follow up with a good oil, preferably an Ayurvedic oil like this one, or a edge growth balm. You apply it directly and massage it gently into your edges. So this is the way to go, or this is the best way to care for your edges. This can be done thrice weekly or daily, depending on what you want to achieve with your edges. Sleeping with a satin bonnet means no more split ends. It protects the hair from dryness caused by friction between your hair and moisture-absorbing materials such as cotton. This also helps to greatly reduce breakage, tangles, and thinning. So if you have a curly or a afro hair, you should know that sleep can cause a serious mess. Wearing a satin bonnet should not just be when going to bed. You should always protect your hair with satin and silk when resting your head on chair or cotton surfaces. Pulling on your hair is not a good idea. The basic principle is that the more you leave your hair alone, the better it will thrive. Some women generally suffer from trichotillomania, which is a mental condition that gives the urge to literally pull out your hair. This can actually stress the hair follicles, thereby resulting into breakage and baldness. So just leave your hair alone. Be consistent. Of course you want to be consistent. You don't want to care for your hair this week and leave your hair for a couple of months. It's going to be as though you are pouring water into the basket, or it's going to be counterproductive. So you want to be consistent. And let me use the opportunity to say these commandments are a template for you to follow and not a mandate. So you want to start with the less tedious regimen and then make it a habit, and then the sky is going to be a starting point. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, now, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever I post new videos. Thanks for watching and see you in my next one.